Alright, this video is for surface area of pyramids and cones. The surface area for a pyramid or cone is the sum of the lateral area plus the area of the base. In a pyramid and cone, you only have one base, and you have an apex or a point on top. So surface area is your lateral area. So you have 4 triangles. The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Okay. In this case, you have what is called a slant height. So L is your slant height. H is the height of the pyramid. And S, which is also known as your base height or base side. Okay. So base height, base side. So lateral area is going to be 1/2 your perimeter, so the distance of all 4 sides, perimeter times slant height plus your base. Okay. P equals perimeter, which is the number of sides times your side length. Base is your base area. And L, cursive L, is your slant height, which is the height of the triangle that is on, it's a slant. So that your triangle slants is the best way to remember it. Which it also says it here as well. Okay. So also in a right cone, same thing. So you have 1/2 your perimeter times your slant height plus your base. But remember, your perimeter of a cone is 1/2 circumference times slant height plus base, which circumference is 2 pi. Pi times 2r, we're just going to write it slightly backwards, times L, plus pi r squared. But 1/2 times 2 leaves it as pi r L plus pi r squared. And that would be the area of the surface area of a cone. I use it as 1/2 PL plus base because I just do this here in my head with 1/2, or I just remember it's pi r L. So the second part is your notes. Okay, you just got to pay attention to what shapes you have and everything else and what is given to you. Sometimes you have to find slant heights because things are missing. Sometimes they're given to you. So with that, your slant height on this one here, I'm going to use surface area equals 1/2 perimeter times slant height plus base. So my base is this squared, and I know, or a rectangle. Length times width, which equals 8 times 8, which equals 64. Perimeter. Perimeter would equal 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, which equals 32. Or 2 times 8 plus 2 times 8. Slant height is given to me, and that's at 7, so L equals 7. And so I'm just going to plug in my formula. So I'm going to have 1/2 32 times 7 plus 64. 7 plus, oops. This gives me 112 plus 64. So my surface area equals 176. Alright, on this next one, I have a cone. I have my slant height here, because it's on the outside. This is my height. I don't need to worry about that because the fact that I don't need it. My radius is 10, So I'm going to use pi RL plus pi R squared. R, pi times 10 times my slant height of 13 plus pi times 10 squared. So this gives me 130 pi plus 100 pi. 230 pi is my total. If you want to approximate that out, you can, but I would just leave it as exact. On this one here, I know my apothem on the bottom and I know my side length. And I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. So perimeter equals 8 times 2, which equals 16. My base is an octagon, so I'm going to go 1/2 my apothem times perimeter. So 1/2 times my apothem of 3 times 16, which gives me 48 divided by 2, which is 24. Slant height. So on this triangle here, I have a height of my cone. This is 3, and I know this is 4, but I'm missing my slant height. And that slant height, if I drew it and sketched it in, there's a lot going on here, would be right here. So that slant height, this is a Pythagorean triple, so this would be 5. So this equals L, or I would do 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared, because this becomes 25 equals 5 squared. That's why the Pythagorean triple works. So L equals, not 25, equals 5. Sorry, my child ruined my whiteout yesterday. So I have 1/2 perimeter times slant height plus my base. So 1/2 times 16 times 5 plus 24. 1/2 16 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. Plus 24 equals 64. And I'm just going to double check that here on my calculator to make sure I do it right. So 0.5 times 16 times 5 plus 24. Double checking that. So 0.5 times 3 times 16 gives me 24. So my area is 64. So this word problem here. A pile of sand has been stored in the shape of a cone. The yardkeeper knows that the pile is 20 feet tall. So I have 20 feet. And 102 foot circumference. So 2 pi r equals 102. Can't see that, I apologize. So I'm missing a slant height and I need a radius. So if I divide by 2 pi, and I'm going to use pi as 3.14 because this is a word problem. So 102 divided by no, out. Eddie. No. Out. Yes, magician. I'm going to use radius is approximately 16.24. Can't see that. So with this being 16.24, pi times 16.24 squared plus pi times 16.24 times my slant height, which I still need to find by Pythagorean theorem. So 16.24 squared plus 20 squared equals L squared. Eddie, out. Please, go. 16.24 squared plus 20 squared gives me 663.7376 equals L squared. Square root that. L is approximately 25.76. So I'm going to take this times 25.76. Doing that in my calculator, and I'm going to multiply everything times 3.14. 828.14 plus 3.14 times 16.24 times 25.76. 1313.6. Add those two together. Approximately 2141.74. So what is the area? It's approximately 2,141.74 feet. Roughly. Homework will be the two worksheets that are from your packet. So they will say surface area and cones at the top. So that's what you'll need to work on. I will work on some of the math and everything else. So just work on it and keep trying, practicing. If you have questions, please message me on Teams. I apologize for the missing of class today, but with situations going on, there's nothing I can do. Good luck, and once again, email me questions.